Hi, me again. Sounds a little funny today. I busted out the studio microphone, which kind of picks up any atmosphere sounds within a certain radius. Anyway, I did that so that I could listen to music without being drowned out. So to you, it might work, it might sound stupid, so there it is. So this morning I got up and was going to just flat out start my day listening to some music online when the inevitable happens. Sooner or later, if it hasn't happened to you, it will. You'll have friends that need advice or just need somebody to talk to. And next thing you know, you're kind of whiling away several hours typing or talking or whatever. I mean, if you're really busy and you have close friends that you don't keep in contact like you should. Anyway, so long story short, I am here this morning making hats. So the first thing that a lot of people give me crap about with the hats is they say the hats cost way too much money. Granted, I can kind of go with that. But then most hats that are out there are hattiers or haberdashers, I think is what they're called, are creating hats using poster board or cardboard. I start out with materials that are a lot harder to use. Not necessarily harder as in like more expensive, they're really not. But they are more dangerous to use and a lot more precarious to work around. I sew my things. The only thing I glue on my hats are the frames. So frames. So the frames. Hat frame consists of sheets of PVC, which you all will recognize in a moment. I'm giving away my secret here, so just for you Symphony of Night songs people, and yes, I am in my PT. So secret PVC. I am all about recycling. Recycling is awesome. This is an old vertical plank. PVC is very durable. It'll allow you to like squish it, bend it, and it still pretty much holds its shape. That's the idea. I don't know about you, but sometimes when I go out dressed up, bad things happen. Just verify. So, in order to make a hat, I really don't have a pattern anymore. It's all kind of sensory for me. I know about what size it's supposed to be, what size to cut it. So I cut my circle first. Just take the length, and you want to get it together around the size of the width of the sheet of PVC. So this is the width of the PVC, and you do not want a circle wider than the strip of the PVC, because if you do that, this was a little bit lighter, but the material I put on is going to fix it. But if you do that, then you have one that's too big as far as the circle for the top, and then you can trim it down. But if you make it too small, it's time to start over. Okay. So step one is making your circle. So you cut your circle, which is already created, and then you glue it. So what you do, and I do not suggest this for anybody who's fumble fingers like me, I suggest a very well ventilated place. I usually open my window. A lot of times I open the front door and the back door for a nice cross breeze, but this is what I use. So I use red hot blue glue for PVC. It's pipe glue. You find it at the hardware store, one of my favorite places to be. And the trick for this is you can either sit here and hold this for like the 5-10 minutes it takes for this to like stand, or you can take bobby pins. Bobby pins, you're going to be using bobby pins to affix your mini top hat anyway. So I usually take bobby pins and I'll put them at the top and the bottom and fix it until it dries. This piece obviously dry. So I've already given you the idea on how you do this part. And this part's pretty self-explanatory. You take this part, you put it on here, and then you draw a circle and you cut it out. Really, really easy. Next part is the brim. The brim is actually a two-piece. It's not easy to make. It's not easy to sew. It's a pain in the ass to sew. I'll show you that later. But the brim, you're going to need this. And again, what you do is you're going to take this and, well, okay, so you take this, you put it on your PVC, and I don't have a Sharpie, somebody keeps walking away with my Sharpies, so you're going to kind of try and have to look for the ballpoint pen on there. So what I did, and you are kind of doing this by hand, you're picking out how wide you're going to make this as far as your brim, but basically you want to overlap more than half. If you take a look down the barrel of that, it's overlap more than half because you need it more than half. And then you draw your line, draw your outside line, and give me just a moment. So I already have one of these made. And if this one's perfect, or not perfect, I'm not really all that worried. I am still in my PJs after all. Now my last one I made a little wide around the inside, and that's okay, because as I go to sew the material over the inside of this, and there's a ton of sewing by hand over PVC through thick layers of materials, so if you're wanting to make one of these, be prepared, okay? It's gonna take a while. Alright, so let me just clear this up just a second here. I gotta watch my time. Getting really close to the time zone here. Okay. So, long story short, you take both of these pieces, which is your brim, and you're going to overlap them just that little bit. See how it makes a nice circle there? And you glue it with the PVC glue. You use the bobby pins to hold it in place. This, you most especially want to use the bobby pins to hold in place. These, as the frame goes for a mini top hat, are probably the hardest part of it. The gluing, not so much, but if you don't have the bobby pins holding it solid, or you sitting here, like I said, like this, with PVC glue, letting it seep out the sides, get all of your fingers. Smart. Bobby pins. Very, very much bobby pins. Alright, so there you have it. So you want recycled old vertical blinds, not old as in like, you know, UV damaged, and PVC glue, ventilation, people, ventilation, lots of ventilation, and bobby pins. And there you have it. There is the secret of the framework for a mini top hat.